It's game time.
We've got another edition of Eagles basketball streaming coming to you live on the Eagles streaming network. It's dreary outside. It's been cold all day long, but inside we're looking forward to yet another good basketball game tonight as these two cross-state rivals take on each other in a hopes of securing a South Region victory in this game. I'm joined by Travis Rose, former Eagle soccer player. Travis Rose in this one. I'm Noah Frary. Travis, tonight we get to see one of the best defenses in the country with Trinity Baptist in this basketball game.
Yeah, we've experienced that once so far this season coming up, and so we know that it's going to be hard, but I feel like with the way the guys have practiced and the way it's been going, I feel like they're going to be ready to come out a little bit stronger than they did last time.
John Clay getting in on the action right there on that live shot. We'll take a break now as we meet the Eagles, and we'll be back to further break down this game in just a few moments.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but now like on my third year, learning is so much fun.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Teaching is communicating facts, but the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. You can have a really good teacher-student relationship. And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
Faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. Everything that I see here is Christ-centered.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives to make them more like Christ.
They want students to make an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
And we welcome you back inside the nest as we continue our countdown to tip off in this basketball game. Travis, I mentioned a few moments ago, Trinity Baptist entering this one with perhaps the best defense in the NCCAA.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that is actually going to be good for us tonight, to get a look like that with getting our team back and really getting in the swing of things. Having a win recently will help, and I feel like it'll be good to come up against a strong defense.
Travis, if there's one player that needs a good game tonight, it's Austin Lewis. He enters this game in his last 4 games. He's averaging 16 points a game, but it was the game right before then, a game against Trinity Baptist, a game that the Eagles only scored 40, where Austin Lewis scored 0.
And I feel like if we can get him going this game, that'll look totally different. Like, if he gets 16, it's not going to be 56 to whatever they score. His impact will be a lot greater than just the scores that he puts up on the field tonight.
I spoke with head coach John Jones for Trinity prior to this one, and he said, you know, the big thing when you play at people's homes, he says it can almost be as many as 10-point difference, you know, from what you saw on the road to home. That home court advantage, they've proven it statistically, is a thing.
Yeah, I think that in our court is one of the biggest ones that is in the NCCAA for sure. Our home court advantage is great, and our guys love playing here. I think it'll have a big factor.
Travis, the other night we saw A.J. Ward get off to a fast start. He had 19 points in that contest. He sat at 19 for most of the second half. He's known, me and Ian Johnson have talked a lot about him getting off to fast starts, but then not being able to finish. If you're A.J. Ward, how do you make sure that you bring the intensity and the performance throughout the entirety of this basketball game?
I feel like something like that might just be a focus, where off the bat he's super energetic and ready to go, and then the focus kind of drains as the energy drains. And so if he can keep that up, I feel like we might be able to see 2 really solid halves from him.
The last time we were at home, we saw John Clay go over 1,000. If you were watching the girls' game a few moments ago, we saw Sandy McElhaney do it as well. What is in store for this nightcap as the Eagles take on the Eagles from down I-10? We're going to throw it back to the court. Prayer national anthem and starting lineups coming up next, and we'll be back just in time for the tip-off here in Pensacola.
Welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Tonight's game is between the PCC Eagles and Trinity Baptist College. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the 4 core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand for prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the gift of health. We pray for the safety of the players, and may everything be done bring you glory. In Christ Jesus' name, amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem. The official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Trinity Baptist College, number 1, Jakari Randolph. Number 3, Parrish Hobdy. Number 4, MJ Masonette. Number 5, Ethan Bray. Number 23, Treveus Whitfield. Trinity is led by Coach John Jones. And now your Pensacola Christian College Eagles! Starting tonight for their Eagles, a junior from Stark, Florida, number 2, Christian Porter. A sophomore from Pace, Florida, number 5, Austin Lewis. The senior from Landis, North Carolina, number 10, John Clay. A sophomore from Pensacola, Florida, number 34, A.J. Ward. A junior from Detroit, Texas, number 41, Will Higdon. The Eagles are led by Coach Mark Ketch with assistant coach Marlon Gardner. Officiating for tonight's game are Linwood Swims, Solomon Banks, and Ron Pelletier.
And we're back here inside the nest. Tip-off just moments away. The starting lineups for both teams just ringing out. And Travis looking forward to a good basketball game. But before we get into this one, man, a great national anthem over there. It just hits different when it is played on trumpets and a pep band plays it. There's something about that inside this building.
Even with the smaller band this semester, it's always great having them play in person in the stadium for the national anthem.
Masonette and Higdon to jump it as we tip off this South Region battle here in Pensacola, Florida. Masonette winning the tip, and it will be Trinity Baptist basketball as we get underway here in Pensacola, Florida. I want to thank you for tuning into this basketball game. Looking forward to a good contest tonight as we see one of the top defenses in the NCCAA in Trinity Baptist, and the Eagles coming off a disappointing game on the road against Trinity Baptist, trying to get it going in a hurry, and Clay was looking for an early three-pointer as that one rims in and out.
These first two possessions here, the Eagles have gone into a 2-3 zone, and I like that, forcing drives like that, keeping them off the line for the threes, and hopefully getting good pressure on those drives to force even tougher layups.
Whitfield there got the layup to go.
I think Coach Getch's plan for Trinity is athleticism.
Here's Clay, gets to the basket and gets the layup to go. John Clay making his first start of the season, and he gets going early. Starters on the court for Trinity Baptist, Parrish Hobdy. Number 4, Mark Jobert Masonette. Number 5, Ethan Bray. Number 23, Treveus Whitfield. And I'm missing one. Number 11, Xavier Rose. A turnover there, and the Eagles will get the basketball. The starting lineup for the Eagles in this basketball game, it was number 2, Christian Porter, who's from Jacksonville. Austin Lewis from just across the tracks at Pensacola Christian. Will Higdon from Detroit, Texas. A.J. Ward wearing number 34. And John Clay, the senior who went over 1,000 last time we saw him here at home. Here's Ward to the cup. Has it deflected. And Trinity Baptist will keep the basketball. Clay had an early 2. Treveus Whitfield had an early 2. Here's Bray looking for a 3. Off the mark. Travis, already a good pace to this basketball game here through the first 2 minutes.
I was about to say, pretty fast pace so far. Lots of drives.
Lewis, his three-pointer off the side iron and out of bounds. It will be Trinity Baptist basketball.
No one connecting from deep yet, but I think that'll make it real exciting when both teams start connecting from beyond the arc and seeing things explode like that.
Trinity Baptist, they average just 6.5 three-pointers per game this season. The Eagles averaging a bit higher at 8. But it was that game at Trinity Baptist just 5 games ago now for the Eagles where Trinity Baptist did a good job of keeping them silent and keeping the sharpshooter Lewis quiet in that basketball game.
I think the zone has worked really well for us in the first 2.5 minutes. I think that they didn't expect the zone coming out like this, and their shooting isn't quite on point as it could be at the beginning of the game here.
Clay got around Bray, drove it, but had to dish it off. Clay, a pull-up jumper in the lane. Higdon got it back. And Will Higdon working hard inside, and he will draw the foul on Masonette. A good job there by Will Higdon. Travis, I saw just a couple glimpses here in this first. John Clay looks like he's feeling good out there. He's maybe starting to feel healthy. He's told us he isn't at 100%, but he looks good and moving really well out there.
Yeah, you can see they've really missed his ability for driving when he's been gone and penetrating for sure, and having that back is a real asset for the guys out there. A real boost having him back as a leader on the team as well, just with his leadership and his work ethic.
Jumper there by Hobdy in the lane. He gets it to go. And Trinity Baptist taking the lead. We build this one, Travis, as a defensive battle between two strong defensive teams, but Trinity Baptist in this one, it's been a good start to the basketball game.
Yeah, like you've said, I don't think we'll be able to out-defend them even with this zone at the beginning, so we're going to need some of those long threes to drop at some point for sure.
Clay gets called for the travel. He thought he got bumped from behind, but does not get the call. Trinity Baptist will have the basketball. 4-2 in favor of Trinity Baptist. There's 16:23 to go here in the first half. Looking for that high post entry right there, Travis.
They've used it a couple times so far. It's worked for them once, and if we don't close it down, it's a good option for the Trinity Baptist Eagles.
Great ball movement. It turns into a Hobdy three off the mark, but Trinity got it back. Rose got all the way to the cup, but his layup didn't want to go down.
I think we're looking to let Trinity Baptist take those threes as we saw them a little off the mark, and their athleticism when they drive is just very hard to defend.
Bray will get called for the foul after he got a bit too much arm on. He was trying to steal it from Ward, very nearly got it, but gets tagged with the personal. First foul on Bray. Second foul on Trinity Baptist in the contest. And we will see Jakari Randolph enter this game as well as Sam Battle. Battle has been the primary sixth man for this Trinity Baptist team this season. He leads the team with 12 points a game this year. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ward, a good step right there. He created some space, but missed the shot. I think that one definitely deflected. We're going to get a stoppage right here. That one definitely went off the rim there, Travis, and that's why you saw the shot clock reset to 20. A bit of a change this year in the men's game, that shot clock going to 20 instead of all the way back to 30 as they try to increase the pace of play.
Yeah, keep up the scoring and keep it as interesting as possible. You don't need those 30 seconds back if you get that offensive rebound.
Here's Porter, quick trigger, and his goes. He got around the screen right there, Travis, and took the three.
I like the trigger finger right there. He had no hesitation. He just thought about it and went for it. I'm liking this 2-3 zone more and more as we see it going on throughout the first 5 minutes. I think they're working really well.
Lewis, big block and a lot of emotion out of him right there. You saw though on that play though, Travis, that's how you beat the 2-3 zone. You get it into the high post and you enter it in. They did it right there. Here's the kick out. Porter looking for another. Gets the friendly roll. Christian Porter up to 6.
But like you're saying, I think they're so worried about forcing that three-point shot or keeping them deep that they're almost leaving too much space in the middle right there, especially at the top of the arc.
Yet another good crowd here in the Nest tonight. And the Eagles would love the home court advantage that they provide. That three-pointer by Whitfield in and out. Eagles leading by 4 with a chance to add to their lead.
Yeah, that three-pointer off the backboard, and a lot of the other ones have been bricks and not even close. And I think Coach Getch knew that coming in, their three-point percentage was a little lower.
Great pass by Clay inside. Ward goes up with it and draws the contact. Man, what a pass there by John Clay.
I think a great part about playing them for a second time now is you can see the Eagles kind of purposely passing around more, wearing them out, and using all those 30 seconds of the shot clock. That foul coming with 6 seconds left makes Trinity work more and more and hopefully wears them out a little bit throughout the game.
Foul there on D.W. Lewis, his first of the basketball game. It'll be the third on Trinity Baptist. And Travis, right in front of us, 5 Eagles about to check into the basketball game.
I was just making sure we were playing basketball and not hockey, getting a line change coming in. But
Horton, Eiffel, Ugaldi, Disher, and Shotomu will check in for Ward. A good start, though, Travis, for this Eagles basketball team here against Trinity Baptist. Ward at the free throw line. Gets them both to go. A.J. Ward with an early 2 after making both free throws, and the Eagles lead by 6.
Fresh line here, and hopefully these guys come out real strong, especially on defense. That's what we're looking for in this zone. Strong defense.
One thing I can say, Travis, you're absolutely right there about the defense, but looking at this lineup, who will score? And that player that I'm looking at, Caleb Eiffel, the freshman, he needs to bring the scoring on this lineup.
Yeah,
battle.
I think that he's going to be the guy that gets that ultimate final dish to get the ball to go in the basket.
I'd love to see Ugaldi get involved in the offense early on. Here's a corner 3. The sharpshooter, Eiffel, gets it to go.
This is what we were talking about pregame. If we can get those shots to go and get a little hot from the team, there's no chance of breaking our score that we had last time against Trinity.
Travis, we had 40 points in that game against Trinity on the road. If my math is correct, we've already eclipsed the 25% mark of that here in the first 8 minutes as a layup. They got it to go right there.
Trinity's not gotten anything easy yet. I think our defense is looking really good for this game as well, giving them a run for their money on the best defense here.
That last layup for Trinity Baptist made by Xavier Rose, excuse me. Eagles will have the basketball. Foul there on Sam Battle. Shotomu inbounding the basketball. Lewis strips it from Ugaldi as he was looking for the entry pass. Other way. Xavier Rhodes got it to go, and he will head to the free throw line. Rose got the 2. He's up to 4 in the game. The first foul of the game on the Eagles. It goes on Shotomu, and it will put Xavier Rhodes at the free throw line. He shoots just 42%, though, from the charity stripe on the season.
Trinity looked very dangerous right there with the breakout play. I like the pace the play has been so far, holding up on those plays. We've been making buckets and different stuff. Got a chance to set up our defense, but right there, we need to limit those opportunities on fast breaks.
Travis, against a strong defensive team on offense, though, execution is going to be key. The last trip down, a turnover by the Eagles. They need to be sound in this game on offense.
Another turnover right there. You'd rather see a missed shot than a turnover. We can't be giving away free possessions over and over to possibly the best defense in the NCCAA.
The freshman Eiffel getting called for the turnover. Trinity Baptist, they had trailed by as many as 5 a few moments ago, now find themselves trailing by 2.
I think we transitioned to a man here for a play.
Lewis tried to get past Disher. A risky pass. Somehow got it back. Lewis inside gets the layup to go. D.W. Lewis with his first points of the contest. He had 0 points in that game the other night against Johnson University of Florida, so already off to a better start in this game. A lot of steps there. Somehow Eiffel didn't get called for the travel the other way. Shotomu, it looked like it was a clean block there, but the whistle behind the play.
Looked like a clean strip right there. But again, that last shot right there, a little out of control. And you're right, a couple steps were taken.
That'll be 2 fouls on James Shotomu now. And that will put Tyrese Freeman at the free throw line on the season. The junior shooting 56% from the free throw line. That one bounces off. 13-13 the score. Freeman trying to give his team an early lead. He gets it to go. Travis, as I mentioned when this lineup came in, you have struggled to see who's going to bring the offense. There's been 3 turnovers since this group has come on the court.
Yeah, this group came in and Trinity's been on a 6-0 run for the past couple minutes. Tied it back up and then took the lead.
That Eiffel three-pointer never had a chance, but the Eagles fortunate to get it back as it goes out of bounds off of Sam Battle. Travis, I'd love to see them draw something up, try to get an entry pass into Horton or Disher on this play.
Maybe try to work it down low because Trinity's shown that they're being aggressive. We can draw fouls, and just keeping it close to the rim has a better chance of doing that.
Looked like they may have wanted to go to Disher there a moment ago, but he wasn't able to get free. Here's Ugalde with the shot clock winding down. It bounces off the rim. Horton nearly got it back. That pass there by Battle a bit too strong, though. And maybe this is a hockey game, Travis. We've seen 2 line changes in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, all 5 of them in and out. Right there, Trinity is trying to get ahead of our defense at this point. They're trying to do quick transitions, and I think with this group coming in, and the pace will slow down because hopefully we'll be getting a couple more buckets and a few points on the board.
Hey, they told me I was doing a basketball game, and early on I wish I had brought my line chart from hockey because we have been switching players nonstop here early on in this game.
Both teams, yeah. Trinity's been tricking them in, and we just send them all at once. It's been constant.
Good ball movement. Here's Ward. Tried to bank one off the glass, but it didn't want to fall.
Higdon did a great job of sealing off everybody, giving him a great opportunity. Just got bumped coming around the corner there. Tough shot. Didn't get the shooter's roll.
Travis, so far, though, it's been the athleticism of Trinity Baptist that has caused fits for the Eagles on defense. Even when it looks like the Eagles have an opening, Trinity able to close out so quickly.
Yeah, they're very explosive on defense, and they close down spaces very quickly. I like to see our group back into 2-3 here.
The starters back on the court for head coach Mark Getch, who's in his 25th season with the Eagles. Hobdy able to get inside, and he will head to the free throw line. Foul goes on Lewis. It'll be the first foul on Austin Lewis, the 3rd on the Eagles. And we'll put Parrish Hobdy at the free throw line. He shoots just under 80% this season, and he gets his first free throw to go.
That's what you like to see. 80%.
Yeah, I never shot anywhere close to that, Travis.
They are free, supposedly.
He gets them both to go. Normally you think free, you think easy, and free throws, as we oftentimes see, are nothing but that.
No. Trinity's used that full court press twice now, I think, and we've made it look pretty easy, so hopefully we don't turn those into turnovers as well.
Ward drove hard, but again, it's going to be hard to overpower this Trinity defense inside. Here's the three-pointer now as Ethan Bray gets it to go. Head coach Mark Getch forced to call a timeout. 19-13 with 9:35 to go. We'll take a break. (19-13) in favor of Trinity Baptist as we return. Porter, Lewis, Ward, Higdon, and Clay on the court for Pensacola Christian. Hobdy, Battle, Rose, Alvarez, and Bray on the court for Trinity Baptist as that shot missed.
Trinity's, after that turnover there from Trinity, but they've been on a 12-0 run now, and hopefully this group can get something to break that seal on the basket and get our own scoring back up and rolling.
Travis, the Eagles were leading by 6 a few moments ago, then this 12-0 run, and it really seemed to start once the starters subbed out early on after that early opening on offense for the Eagles.
Yeah, we had it going a little bit, and I think coach was maybe thinking about trying to keep the guys energized for later on in the game, and now they're on the back burner trying to use their energy to catch up.
Lewis over Alvarez, and he gets it to go. Austin Lewis, he had 0 the last time these two teams play, and that one was a hard one over the much taller Fausto Alvarez.
And he can get heated, too. If he gets a couple to go, he feels real confident.
Trinity Baptist just toying right now with the Eagles' defense, that high post entry. They get it back to Hobdy, and he gets the jumper off the mark, but the follow by Xavier Rhodes, and he's up to 7 points after the made layup.
We haven't seen it affect us very much yet, but on defense in that zone, it's very hard to find a man to box out, and so that offensive rebound is pretty simple right there for the putback. Not a lot of mistakes in the zone for us so far. I've liked what we've put out. It can be tricky in a 2-3 zone.
Ward, his three-pointer from the elbow doesn't fall. They get inside. The pull-up jumper there by Bray goes down. He's up to 5, and Trinity Baptist ballooning their lead to a high of 7.
AJ's been close. He's had a lot of contested layups, which have just gone in and out for him, and that 3 right there the same.
Clay draws the contact on his drive, and he will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, I feel like if AJ can just get something to break through and to fall for him, he might just be able to start get rolling a little bit and help us on the scoring end of things.
Foul goes on number 33, Fausto Alvarez. It'll be his first.
John showing that the free throw line is not as easy as it looks. Missing the first, didn't get the shooter's roll. The line goes, it's simple, but it's not easy. You're standing 15 feet away. Yeah, he's not missing 2 in a row. Sitting John down. Six-point game here, coming in with 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Pensacola's transitioned back into a man here for this possession. I like switching up the looks, keeping Trinity wondering what they're going to see. Contested shot right there off the rim. AJ scoops it up nicely, and the PCC's back on the aggressive end here.
23-17 in favor of Trinity Baptist. Lewis drives to the cup. Little English there as he gets the teardrop layup to go.
The 3 in that layup back-to-back for Lewis. I like to see that. 5 points already. And his confidence builds throughout the game. You can almost see it in his play.
Lee enters the basketball into Masonette. The layup misses. Lee still battling for it. But it will be Eagles basketball.
Defense showing to be pretty solid, not giving them too much simple. They got a lot of their run from fast breaks, not letting us get set up. But we've shown that when we get set up, we're standing pretty firm tonight.
Eiffel back in. He had that early three-pointer for the Eagles. Ward was looking for Ugaldi. Here's Bray ahead of the pack. And Ward, he may have gotten a piece of that one.
Yeah.
Good hustle play there by the sophomore Ward. Ward trying to take Lee off the dribble and will draw the contact. The foul will be on Stephen Lee. It'll be his first foul of the ball game. It'll be 6 on Trinity Baptist. Eagles will be in the bonus on the next Trinity Baptist foul. Lewis inbounding the basketball. They gave Eiffel the open look, and that shot a bit strong. 23-19, 5:50 to go. Travis, the one thing I can say about this game so far, been a very fast-paced first half.
Yeah, the very beginning, those first 3 or 4 minutes, it was very slow and controlled. I think both teams are feeling it out. And then after those first 4 or 5 minutes, it's been back and forth real quick.
Lewis calls for the screen. He was looking for that backdoor slip pass to Ward. Ugalde got it, threw it up off the glass. But that shot strong, and Trinity Baptist will come away with it. 23-19, 5:14 to go as we break the midline. They swing it around. Here's the three-pointer by Bray. Higdon able to snare that rebound before Trinity Baptist got their hands on it.
Going back into a man for a couple plays has helped PCC be able to get some of those rebounds a little easier.
Foul goes on number 23, Travius Whitfield. It will be his first, and that will be the 7th foul on Trinity Baptist, and it will put Austin Lewis at the free throw line. Lewis currently ranks 3rd in free throw percentage at the NCCA level. He's shooting 91% from the line. Travis, we've mentioned about those should be free. Austin Lewis makes him look free from the charity stripe.
Yeah, he was ready. He got fouled over on the sideline, and he immediately knew it was a one-on-one and came to the line as soon as he could.
Nearly jinxed that one as that one
Yeah.
rattled around before it went down.
Yeah, he was telling the refs that it was a one-on-one before they even knew he was ready to shoot him.
Lewis gets them both to go. He's
Makes
up
it
to
look
7.
easy. And the lead's back down to 2. PCC's brought it back up with a little run of their own.
Xavier Rhodes leading the way with 7 for Trinity. Lewis doing the same for the Eagles. There's a runner there, and Battle gets it to go. He's up to 4, and Trinity Baptist again stretching their advantage to 4.
Eiffel went to intercept that pass, and after he missed it, his man was open. Not a lot of problem for a layup after that moment.
Another foul called now on Whitfield. The Eagles will continue to shoot free ones at the free throw line.
It'll be easy to keep the game close if we can keep dropping these free throws here, especially on the 1-and-1s.
Ugalde, the one fouled, he'll head to the free throw line. On the season, just under 50% for the senior. The first one misses. And with the Eagles in the 1-and-1, Trinity Baptist will get the basketball. What a drive. Sam Battle, the acrobatic layup, gets it to go. Foul called on Anthony Horton. A good move there by Battle. He got baseline, the acrobatic layup, and he got it to go, and will have a chance to stretch the Trinity lead to 7 here at the free throw line.
Very strong drive, and also showing off some of the athleticism that Trinity possesses on the offensive end.
Battle now up to 7. He ties Xavier Rhodes for the team lead in points. 3 players tied for the overall lead in scoring in this game. Rose, Lewis, and Battle all with 7. Here's Lewis looking to get to 10. That three-pointer misses, and Trinity quickly the other way. They get it to Spinelli.
He was looking to make the layup before he caught the ball. Good passing and maneuvering by Trinity right there, but just couldn't get that last pass and shot up in the air.
Porter and Clay back in for the Eagles. Head coach Mark Getch looking to add some ball handling to this lineup that also sees Horton and Disher on the court. Disher mugged on that one. Strong play there by Disher. He was going out of bounds, Travis, and just able to throw it off of Battle.
We got to recognize here there's 4 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to be a play from out of bounds to make something happen.
Look for them to look for Porter on this one. Porter just heaved that one up. He was trying to heave it up. Excuse me. Foul called on Jay Spinelli. And I believe, Travis, that'll mean that Porter's at the free throw line for 3 shots.
I think they're calling it
on the floor?
I think they're calling it 1-and-1 on the floor, just from how it was kind of behind him. And even if he was trying to shoot it, it wasn't really an attempt.
You see at higher levels, those players, they try to do that on every foul. You try to act like you're throwing it up in hopes that you get those extra free throws. Porter missing the front end of the 1-and-1, but the Eagles got it back. John Clay, who looked good in the opening minutes of this game, has gone silent on offense. But much like we saw in the women's game with Sandy McElhaney, he's one of those players that can get it going in a hurry if he can just find an opening. Ugalde locking him up in the backcourt. Offensive foul. The call goes against Sam Battle. It will be his second. John Clay drawing the charge.
That was a great team effort right there. Ugalde got him going, mentally got him disengaged on that hard defense, and then he just had no idea into passing when he got down here, and John stepped in and took the foul. That was a good 2-man defense right there.
Horton feigned screen. They get it to John Clay, and he gets it to go. We'll see if that gets him going for good.
Right there, though, you see Trinity coming right off the 3, looking to get a transition bucket, and it causes a turnover as well.
A big momentum swing right there as Clay hit the 3 on that end. A turnover on this end, Travis, and the Eagles, who trail by 4 with 2:19 to go, will have a chance to get back within 1 or maybe 2 on this possession.
If the Eagles can really grind out these last 2 minutes now and use that momentum all the way through going into halftime, I think we'll have a great chance coming out for the second half.
Sometimes games can be won or lost in this waning moments of the first half. It's a huge opportunity to build momentum as you head into the second half. The Eagles repay the favor, though, with a turnover of their own. (28-24).
Sticking with the man right now for these last couple of minutes of the half.
Whitfield, a mismatch there on Porter. He gives it out. That was Hobdy who was looking for the 3, and chance of air ball ringing out as that one didn't hit anything. Clay heaves one up and gets it to go. What a play by John Clay. Let's see that one again. Clay got hit, throws the circus shot up. Wow, what a runner by Clay.
Put in the effort on that drive there, and when he went to go bail on it, no one was in the corner, no passes were available. Did what was left.
John Clay just pulled a rabbit out of the hat right there on that layup.
We were just talking about momentum, and nothing seems to shift it more than something that looks like an accident.
Gets it to go. John Clay, he got off to a quick start. He's had 6 points for the Eagles, and they find themselves back within 1. Chance of defense ringing out here in the nest. Horton thought he had gone straight up, but gets called for the foul.
He did a very good job there right up into the last second. Got drawn into the shot attempt and came down at the last second, but very good to keep his body in front of the man, making that layup hard.
2 fouls now on Anthony Horton, and that will send Parrish Hobdy to the free throw line on the season. Another strong free throw shooter for Trinity Baptist. He shoots just under 80%. He's made both so far in this game, now 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Gets them both to fall, and with 1:20 left, we've seen at least going back and forth now. There was a minute of runs for like 15 minutes in the middle there, and now we're back to kind of back and forth basketball here.
John Clay, that jumper misses. Horton got it back, but had it swatted from behind. Horton complaining that he got hit on the back of the head on that block attempt. You can still see him kind of touching the back of his head. Eagles keep the basketball. Horton, the skyhook attempt, but it did not want to go down. Trinity Baptist will have the basketball as we tick under a minute to go here in the first half. They lead by 3. Here's Randolph. Misses. Porter gets the tip out to Clay.
Trinity's been struggling on their threes here, and with John right there,
it's a John Clay world, and we're just living in it.
Ties it up right there with the 3. We've been hitting, they haven't, and that's kind of what's kept us in with their runs and their fast breaks.
John Clay is making a statement. I'm back.
Great look right there from John. Started the half strong. He's going to finish the half strong.
Three-pointer by Hobdy misses, and Porter will get called for the foul on the follow-up attempt. It'll be the first foul on Christian Porter, and we'll put Travius Whitfield at the free throw line.
With our low foul trouble in this first half with only 6 so far, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more man-to-man in the second half as well. And also still seeing the zone thrown in there because Trinity's been struggling tonight from beyond the arc.
Whitfield hitting the first free throw right there. Horton will check out. Eiffel, Porter, Clay, Ugaldi, and Disher on the court for the Eagles. It's Bray, Rose, Randolph, Whitfield, and Lewis on the court for Trinity Baptist as in comes Mark Jobert Masonette for Lewis.
Coach Getch has had 2 big men on the court at all times throughout the whole second half. And now when we don't have to give the ball back to him, we get the last shot, he puts 4 shooters in there and 1 big man.
Shot clock off. Eagles will hold for the last shot. They put it in the hands of the floor general, Clay. He's got 12 first half points for the Eagles. Clay to the hoop, draws the contact.
I think Trinity was really expecting a 3 there with the small man offense. And when John took that drive, just caught him off guard a little bit. Putting him back on the line is good. He's got the hot hand right now.
Foul goes on Mark Jobert Masonette. It is his second foul in this game. Eagles will shoot 2 the rest of the way. Clay's first free throw, though, rimming out.
It'll be interesting to see how we handle the last 8 seconds here. Hopefully get a good stop on defense. Hopefully they're all thinking about it already.
Clay gets the second free throw to go. He's got 13 first half points. A big reason why the Eagles are hanging around. Here's Lewis, the jumper, nearly at the buzzer. That one goes down. D.W. Lewis up to 4. And Travis, a 3-point basketball game. We build this one up as a defensive battle. Just 65 combined points for both teams in this first half. We got the defensive battle we thought we were going to.
Yeah, and it at least looks like we will score more this game than we did last time against Trinity. But a very good game from both sides on their defensive end. Us going to new zone and man-to-man back and forth, and Trinity just showing that they've got a solid defense all around.
34-31 the score after one half here in Pensacola, Florida. We'll take a break and we'll be back right before the start of the second half to further break down what you saw in the first half.
Want to get a head start in college? With Pensacola Christian College's online dual enrollment program, you can do just that. Open to juniors and seniors in Christian schools, dual enrollment students can take up to 6 online courses per year, all counting towards PCC college credit requirements. With 3 different options throughout the school year and summer, and over a dozen courses, choose to lighten your college load and, depending on your major, finish college early. You will be able to fit courses around your schedule, a perfect way to complete many of your general college education courses before you graduate high school and step foot on campus. To learn more about getting a head start on your education today, visit pcci.edu/dual enrollment.
What makes you smile? Time with people you love. Making a difference at your work or ministry. Fun memories and the little things that make your day. Going to graduate school can mean giving up those things, but it doesn't have to. With an online master's degree from Pensacola Christian College, you can reach your goals and still be there for family, work, and ministry. Of course, earning a graduate degree comes with challenges, like money and time. But with online learning, you can get a degree that's made for your schedule and budget, one that only costs a little over $10,000, with a flexible payment option too. And with online learning, you can learn anytime, anywhere, with classes that fit your schedule. Take the next step by choosing one of several master's degree programs: business administration, educational leadership, ministry, Bible exposition, and others. At Pensacola Christian College, you'll get a biblical perspective and insight from caring professionals and ministry leaders. So when you graduate, you won't have just a diploma. You'll have confidence to go further in your ministry or career, and you'll still have those memories that make you smile. It's graduate school built for real life. Graduate school built for you. You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And he began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for his honor and for his glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing, so I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my third year, learning is so much fun, and I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives to make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life, and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. Because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
Visual art is all around us. It inspires, it educates, it persuades, motivates. At PCC, our students are taught to be effective communicators. Through traditional methods of art and design, our students are given the tools necessary to be successful in their field. All of our classes are taught by a caring faculty that are talented, they're active in their field. One example would be Mr. Brian Jekyll. He's a master illustrator and he's PCC's artist in residence.
The sole purpose behind what we do are the students that the Lord has put under us. We want to build students that have truly godly character with a strong work ethic, who have a clear vision of what they want to say with their art, allow them to graduate and go out into the workplace ready to step into any field of art.
Many of our students come from a background of little to no art training. Our classes start at the very beginning and teach the skills necessary to be successful. So if there's any amount of talent there, we're able to take it and really grow it into something that is beautiful. We start with technique. We start with technical training. After that, we focus on creativity and culminates in focusing on conceptualization. This really sets PCC apart.
The Lord has blessed us with students who, by the end of their junior and senior year, are competing at a level that is not just at the level of your major art schools, but are exceeding those.
They are principled, they are moral in their approach, they are technically skilled, and they're able to communicate. And that's a recipe for success.
And we're back here inside the nest as we get ready for the second half in this one. Travis, we build this one up as a defensive battle. We got that in the first half. Both teams just barely breaking 30 in this one, but it is setting itself up to be quite the second half here in Pensacola.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it breaks down. That first half, only 3-point difference, obviously, and both teams are coming out wanting to get a good regional win, so we'll see how the battle continues.
It was John Clay, the storyline in the first half. He finishes the half with 13 points, but it was A.J. Ward with only 2. I really think if he could get it going in the second half, he could be a big reason why the Eagles eventually come away victorious in this one.
Yeah, AJ spending the most time on the court for the Eagles in that first half, and with 2 points to show for it, if he can get going, I really think they have a good chance to break through and really come out with a dub.
And for Trinity, it was Xavier Rhodes and Sam Battle who played well, each with 7 in that first half. They've got to keep it going if they want to stay ahead of this Eagles offense.
Yeah, Trinity's done a good job of spreading out their offense and getting different players involved, and so we'll see if we can keep that going for them. And hopefully our defense can step up and just do an overall better job of locking down Trinity.
34-31, we're getting ready for tip-off here in the second half. A South Region battle here in Pensacola, shaping up to be a great second half. Thank you for joining us tonight. For Travis Rose, I'm Noah Frary. Looking forward to a great second half here in Pensacola between these two conference rivals. From about 6 hours apart down I-10 over in Jacksonville. 34-31, it'll be Eagles basketball when we return. The starters back on the court for the Eagles. Clay had a big first half for the Eagles, finishing with 13. Ward backing down his man, spins and gets it to go. I mentioned Ward needed to get it going here in the second half. Gets the easy 2 right there.
You can tell that coach pretty much drew that up at the start of halftime. Gave him a chance to get a bucket in real easy. They gave him that post play and he made the most of it. And the beginning of the first half can really start the momentum for the whole second half.
Hobdy's jumper too strong and Porter came down with it. Travis, I think another important thing is the Porter shot rains out in the second half is the Eagles' ability to grab rebounds in this basketball game. So far, Eagles being out-rebounded 15-17, but they need to grab rebounds in this game if they hope to come away victorious. They can't give up too many second-chance opportunities.
Yeah, the problem that stat doesn't show is the offensive and defensive. Trinity had a lot of offensive rebounds that's just pure second chances that we can't give away. Our defensive rebound needs to be more solid in this half for sure.
Hobdy gets inside. Higdon dropped that right hand, and he knew he had committed the foul. That'll put Parrish Hobdy at the free throw line. It will be the first foul on the big man, Will Higdon. Hobdy in the first half, 6 points, 4 of them from the free throw line. He was a perfect 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. We mentioned he shoots just under 80%, and he hit them all in the first half. Gets his 5th free throw and 7th point of the basketball game right there. Knocks them both down from the charity stripe. Trinity Baptist stretches their lead back to 3, where we got this started about a minute and 15 seconds ago.
I liked the first play of giving AJ that baseline jumper and giving him a chance to get going. I hope they go back to him a little bit more after getting him started.
2 great plays for the Eagles to open this half. They saw the mismatch inside with Higdon. He missed that first one, but knew right what to do with it once he got it back.
Yeah, I think getting our big man rolling a little bit more this half than last half will be a big factor in us coming out with a little more points.
And now the Eagles create a turnover, and head coach John Jones will go to his bench. Kafumba Toure coming in, one of the more fun names that we get to say this evening. Take this opportunity to thank Raymond Barreau over at Trinity Baptist, a good friend of mine. He gave me some assists on some of these more difficult names in this one. I always appreciate the help that I get from him as we get ready for these matchups.
Right away as AJ and Higdon get going, you see Trinity's coach making the sub to put his biggest man in the game to really try to lock down that defense around the rim.
Higdon not known for the jumper, and that one off the mark. Eagles get it back though. Here's Clay to the basket with a head of steam. John Clay got the steal, he got the finish, and he's up to 15. Eagles take their first lead in a while.
You love to see the heads-up play right there. Turn his head on defense to find that steal. None of those matter, though, if we can't hold it back on defense here. We're standing solid right now. We need to get a couple stops.
Three-pointer now. Hobdy from the corner. In and out.
And like you said, great defensive rebound right there from PCC. John with the smooth running jumper right there. You can tell he's just really feeling confident right now. Everything he's throwing up just feels like it's going to go in.
Clay had a season-high 19 points earlier this season. He's only played 6 games after returning from injury. He's got 17 in the ball game. Here's the three-pointer by Hobdy. This time it goes down. He's got 11. And Trinity tying this one back up.
I like the ball in our hands with the tie right here. Instead of us trying to catch up, we have a chance to form a lead here. And with John feeling good, it's just great to see him on the court at all, especially after that gruesome injury.
Ward called for the offensive foul. Torre stepping in and drawing the charge as Ward, he passed that ball but went in a bit out of control.
I know he can drive and he's got the ability to ball handle, but I'd like to just see us post him down there with him being one of our more athletic big men and get him a couple of looks right around the rim using his size and maybe even drawing some fouls while he's down there.
I think the big thing is in this second half, you don't want to become predictable, Travis, and I think that's what you're getting at right there. Torre got the offensive rebound, missed it. Ward got it back. I love that play right there.
Good decision with the 3-on-1 to pull it back right there.
Clay nearly got that runner to go. Lewis has that one pinned.
With some of John's shots, you almost want to call them circus shots, but he does it so often, they're just normal.
They're just John Clay shots.
They're just normal shots. He has no problem doing a running, floating hook with a 6'5", 6'6" center just standing in his way.
In a situation like that, it goes down as a jump ball.
Yeah, a little confusion there.
The arrow switched
with
over
the
here
table.
inadvertently. But we've got it right now, 39-39. Strap in. It's about to be a great second half here from Pensacola as these two South Region heavyweights throwing punches here in this basketball game. Whitfield's jumper a bit short, and Clay able to chase it down in the corner. Lewis had 7 points in that first half. Here, he's looking for 3 more. I'd love to see Will go right back up with that.
It was a good rebound from him. We haven't seen very many offensive rebounds from PCC tonight, but at least with the rebound, that's good and found the open man. But again, that might be something you can just go right back up with.
Foul goes on Torre. It'll be just his first. The score tied 39-39. 15-17 to go here in half number 2. Head coach John Jones going to his bench yet again here in the second half. A very deep bench for Trinity Baptist. Jakari Randolph back into the ballgame. They go inside. Higdon backing down his man, but passes it out. Eagles creating another opportunity. John Clay looking to make him pay, and he does. A new season high as Clay goes over 20. I said it in the first half. It's a John Clay world, and Travis, we're just living in it tonight.
And even with that shot right there, we actually broke the amount of points we scored in the whole last game total.
Small victories,
Very
victories.
small, but they'll lead to a win here.
Ward drives baseline.
Ooh.
A foul call. That's dangerous.
It looked like Higdon collided with one of Trinity's players, and that inadvertently caused him to basically tabletop AJ.
Those are scary plays. You don't like to see that when two players collide and it hit the knee of Ward. He says he's okay, but fortunate for the Eagles, a scary play right there.
Yeah, there was a lot of inadvertent contact there, and then it just ended up as an awkward position in the end.
Second foul of the game on Kafumba Torre. 42-39, 14:38 to go. Ward, who drew the contact, will be at the free throw line. gets the first to go.
Glad he's up there to be able to shoot those.
A.J. Ward with 3 points here in the second half to go along with 2 in that first half. He's up to 5. I said at the break he was a player that needed to get it going here in the second half if the Eagles hoped to hang on and pick up a victory in this ball game.
Yeah, if him and John as well can get going, and then maybe if Lewis can throw in some of his magic in the middle somewhere, I feel like we'll have a really good chance to win this ball game. Makes both of those right there. 5-point lead. I think the largest lead tonight's been 6 for the Eagles.
Trinity Baptist looking for an opening. Battle drove baseline, missed it, but Alvarez got it back. Alvarez, he made his first appearance earlier this season against Pensacola Christian. Head coach John Jones announcing that sign up on January 3rd as he joined the Trinity Baptist program, increasing the depth. Here's Ward now. A.J. Ward getting hot in a hurry. And the Eagles lead by 6.
This is a different type of comfort. We haven't seen them look this comfortable or this fluent on the offensive end in the first half here.
Ooh, Eagles get the steal. Ward, can he get another? He can! A.J. Ward, I told him at halftime, you've got to get going in the second half, and he has 10 second half points out of the sophomore.
Huge shots right there, huge bounce. Maybe that hit was all he needed.
We see it again right there. Porter kicked it to Ward, and he knocked it down 50-41. And there haven't been a lot of smiles on the faces of this Eagles basketball team this season, but you're seeing some right now. A very tight game here at home.
After a huge run right there, and then they come off a timeout, getting to express their excitement right there, they're going to take this momentum and start running, and we'll see what happens.
50-41, 13-42 to go. We'll take a quick break. Eagles lead this one 50-41. A second ago, I made eye contact with A.J. Ward over there. I get a quick little wink out of him as if to say, I told you so. A.J. Ward having a big second half, and the Eagles now lead by 9 after back-to-back three-pointers by the sophomore.
They're excited, they're confident, and then off that timeout, though, we see a line change here. Well, hopefully this second 5 can keep up the momentum and keep the scoring going.
Travis, it was this line change in the first half where we saw Trinity Baptist make a run. A good start right there as Shotomu snares that rebound just before Battle was able to grab it. Eagles struggled to find offense out of this rotation in the first half. Here's Shotomu to the cup.
We've got guys here that can score. I think the problem is they can't find the guy that's the playmaker to get those guys open. Not a lot of real ball movement or penetration. It's just kind of working around the perimeter and seeing what might happen.
Normally nearly took Rose's head off with that pass. Disher inside, he's fouled. Second foul on Alvarez, and that will put Mike Disher at the free throw line on the season, shooting 60%.
Nice to get stuff around the rim there. That's where the fouls come in. It's been a pretty clean second half so far, but both teams have made pretty good use of their free throws.
Disher's free throw didn't want to go down. Eagles continue to lead this one by 9. It's been a big run, spearheaded by the play of A.J. Ward, who's had 10 big second half points for the Eagles. They find themselves leading by 9, a 12-point turnaround. If you sum up, they were trailing by 3 entering this half.
Like you said, AJ tends to do well in a half. Maybe tonight he just picked the second half to do well instead of the first.
He's been picking the first half, but the Eagles needed it in the second. A.J. Ward bringing it in this basketball game. Foul will be called on Shotomu. That will be 3 on the senior from Nigeria. Shodomu playing for just the first time in the last 4 games. He's missed the last couple of games after turning an ankle in practice. Battle was trying to get the free throws out of that, but it was on the floor. 3 fouls on Shodomu. Off the foot of Tyrese Freeman. Sometimes you need to get the bounces. You need to get lucky in basketball games. Eagles just got one right there, Travis.
It's nice to get them with a 10-point lead as well. Eagles up with 13 minutes left.
Eiffel, the distance. Threw it up wildly. Battle on the other end, got the layup to go. Eagles were looking like they were going to stretch it to 12. But due to the turn of events, they find themselves leading now by just 8.
That's Trinity's first run and gun of the half. We need to limit their opportunities with those. And what limits the opportunities is turnovers.
Ball out of bounds off of Mike Disher.
But a couple back-to-back turnovers right there.
We saw this from this group in the first half, though. They came in, there was a couple turnovers, and that led to a 12-0 run for Trinity Baptist. If you're head coach Mark Getch, you probably want to bring the substitutions in quicker in this half.
Quicker or at least varied. We've seen just line changes, and it could be helpful to... Big block there.
A big block and a steal. Mike Disher making a difference. The rim's still shaking over there as he nearly pinned that one off the backboard. 51-43. It's an 8-point Pensacola Christian advantage.
I like this from this group here. Using up some of the shot clock, getting it down to at least single digits. Using up some time and not giving up the lead for the other group to come back in.
Shodomu drives and has that one taken away. Hard. The pass there to Masonette and a tie-up underneath. It will be Trinity Baptist basketball. Check that. It will stay with the Eagles. 51-43, 11:21 to go here in half number 2. We build this one up as a defensive battle, and it has been every bit of that and more. As we see Trinity Baptist pick up the steal. Bray the other way. That could have been a goaltending there, Travis. Eagles fortunate.
We've been limiting the running guns from Trinity because we've been limiting the turnovers, and we need to keep them down. Right here we've seen a couple back-to-back, even some from Trinity. It's just gotten a little sloppy here towards the middle of the second half. Anthony with a big attempt. 3 from Anthony. Drops it when we needed it most. We were in a dry spell right there. Big pop from the corner.
We've been asking where would the offense come from in this unit, and Horton finding a big 3 right there. And that will lead to a timeout. Head coach John Jones calls the 30-second timeout. Make it a full timeout. The official says 54-43. We see that three-pointer again by Horton. Eagles lead, 10:35 to go in the ball game. (54-43). We're in the second half here in Pensacola. 10:35 to go. Eagles leading this one by 11. Pensacola Christian riding a big second half. It was A.J. Ward who got him going. This unit trying to just kill minutes here. That foul will be on Disher. It'll be the first foul on Mike Disher. And we'll put Xavier Rhodes at the free throw line. He led in scoring in the first half for Trinity Baptist with 7, but before this moment has not had a point in the second half.
Makes the first, but I like not making anything easy. We've made the rim defense a little bit tougher, a little bit tighter, and forced them to take some more of those 15 or jumpers outside of the arc.
Rose goes 2 for 2 to bring Trinity back into single digits. They trail by 9. Eagles to have the final possession, over 10 minutes on the clock remaining. Shotomu slows it down. What a pass there by Ugalde. But Shotomu was not able to finish.
Created an open layup right there, just a lot of pressure.
Torre met at the rim by Horton, but he was a bit better. Kafumba Torre gets the layup to go, and he will have a free throw opportunity, looking for 3 the old-fashioned way. Anthony Horton picking up the foul. It will be his 3rd.
We see the line change again for PCC here. Putting that starting 5 back in. Hopefully they can pick up where they left off and really keep that momentum cruising.
Torre at the free throw line this season shoots just under 60%. Gets that one to go. He's got 3 points. And Trinity, they had trailed by 10 just a few moments ago, now back within 6. The Eagles starters back on the court as head coach Mark Getch tries to seal a victory here at home. Higdon goes to work. They give it to Porter, who threw it up, but that runner didn't go down.
Might be a little bit of just coldness. I feel like they were on the bench for a little longer than they were in the first half right there. And maybe just a little bit of the sitting down for too long gets to him.
John Clay, right before he went to the bench, had a shot, and he went over 20 points in the contest. The Eagles could use a few more from him here. Here's Whitfield's 3. And that 10-point lead, now a 3-point lead. Eagles could use a spark. If I'm them, I'm looking at Clay. Clay's long three-pointer over Whitfield, just off the side of the iron. Trinity with a chance to tie on this possession. Battle with a nice little euro as he gets inside. Sam Battle now up to 11, and Trinity quickly back within 1.
Big quick one from Trinity right here. We're gonna need to step up and find a couple buckets to kind of stop the bleeding.
Travis, if you're the Eagles, though, you don't want to settle for just 3-pointers at this time. You found some success inside. They try to go to Higdon right there. Higdon backing down his man. They give it out to Ward. He's looking for another. A.J. Ward can't seem to miss from back there right now. He's up to 15.
Yeah, when one player's not stepping up quite enough, another one just can take their place to make up for the time. And A.J.'s really stepped up in this second half.
Ward on the season finds himself shooting over 40% from distance after the makes tonight.
Really like to see it coming from multiple guys and multiple grades, and seeing that it's not all coming from the same guy producing every time. John Clay, Lewis had a moment there where he was kind of producing for the team in the first half, and now AJ's come out strong in the second half.
Eagles trying to hold on. They came into this half trailing by 4. They lead by 4. Their lead has been as many as 10. They get a steal. Great job there by Clay. But Trinity gets it right back.
Playing ping pong.
I think that's an example of worse offense than it was good defense.
Eagles slow it down for a second. I'd like to see another go where AJ's in the post for a move. That's how we started the whole second half. A block there from Trinity. Lands out of bounds, though, stays with the PCC Eagles.
It will be Eagles basketball from just the left side of the basket, the side closer to the cameras if you're watching at home. Porter will inbound the basketball. They get it inside. Higdon kicked it
2
back
seconds.
out, though.
That should be Higdon's shot in the first place. He shouldn't be dishing out of the corner with 7 seconds left. I just think there wasn't shot clock awareness there.
A shot clock violation on the Eagles. But you're right, I would have loved to see Higdon, once he caught it that low in the post, just go up with it.
Make his move. Use that big man ability. Eagles are sitting here in a zone.
Torre throws the hammer down.
First time we've seen any look like that tonight, and they made it look like it was routine. Backdoor trap.
It was Rose who threw it backdoor to Torre. He threw it down with authority. And that sucked a little bit of air out of the nest. Eagles, though, continue to lead.
You may still be winning by 2, but after a play like that, it doesn't feel much like it. Way to stop the momentum right there real quick with Anthony doing a baseline drive, drawing the contact.
Foul goes on Torre, who had the big play a moment ago. That'll be 3 on the senior from the Bahamas. He's the second leading scorer on this team with 11.4 points a game this season. The foul, though, his third, and it will put Anthony Horton at the free throw line. He had an early three-pointer in this game to pick up 3. He shoots 75% from the line on the season, and he gets one to go. And Travis, at these moments, these free ones matter so much more in a close basketball game.
Yeah, and Anthony is one of those guys you'd want on the line. He's not very flashy, not very crazy in the 5-on-5 offense, but you put him in a spot to shoot, he's got a good chance to knock it down. I don't know what you see, but I'd like to see the defense from PCC a little sturdier coming down the stretch here with 10 minutes left.
Higdon may have gotten a piece of that one. Eagles get it back.
And right there, as I asked for it, they produced a little turnover.
As we transition to offense, I'd love to see them create an open look right here. Porter going to draw the contact.
Both teams getting close to the bonus.
Foul goes on Habdi. A great point right there. That could be a real difference maker here in the second half, as both teams sitting very close to being in the 1-and-1. This could be a long end to this one, Travis. A lot of free throws potentially.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left in a very close game, we could see a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws. It comes down to who has the better nerve.
Horton, there's that corner 3 you mentioned a moment ago, but that one too strong. Rose brought it the other way quickly, but his runner did not go down. Horton, though, gets it to go. He drew some contact, but was able to finish the layup.
One of the differences you see right here is we're kind of stepping into a 5-man offense, and Trinity is running and gunning whenever they can. It doesn't use much time for them on the offensive end. They've been playing more defense the second half than offense.
Habdi's 3 off the mark.
And what you mentioned earlier, our defense has really stepped up this half with the rebounding. Rebounding's been solid, not a whole lot of second chance opportunities for Trinity.
Clay, the kick to Lewis. In and out.
Looked good. He thought it was good when it left his hand.
Foul on Disher under the basket. It'll be the second on the sophomore.
We'll see our first bonus fouls right now. And like you said, this 5-minute mark could start the end of a very long 5 minutes.
It'll put Kafunba Torre at the free throw line. On Tuesday, he finished with a career-high 19 points in a conference matchup against Johnson of Florida, a game that Trinity Baptist won. He had a big game, leading all scorers. Missing the second right there.
still a 2-possession game, which is a big factor coming down the stretch for the Eagles to maintain.
4-point advantage. It's getting tight late. Lewis nearly lost it. Big man move inside by Disher. What a pass, though, by John Clay.
That's one of the first few really flexing your muscles big man moves in the post we've seen tonight from PCC Eagles.
Three-pointer by Whitfield misses. Hobdy, though, got it back. Eagles cannot afford too many offensive rebounds as Hobdy was looking to make them pay with that three-pointer. Travis, you lead by 6 right here. I'd love to see them drop a play to get inside and continue to pad this lead. Mike Disher spinning and finishing.
Where's that been all game?
The sophomore showing some aggressiveness after he subbed in a moment ago.
What a move.
Offensive foul.
Big plays.
Momentum shifting plays. And we will get a full timeout after the offensive foul called on Sam Battle. 64-56, 3:49 to go here in the second half. We'll take a break. (64-56) as we come back, 3:49 to go here. Travis, this game not over yet, though. I can only imagine.
2 sophomores stepping up big right there. Lewis with the offensive foul draw, and then Mike Disher with the great couple plays back-to-back in the post for the down-low big man. Seeing some guys step up in a big moment right here in a conference game.
Eagles have been searching for a statement victory all season long. They would love to pick up one here against a team that didn't allow them to do much on the road. Here's Lewis. Missed it. Disher got it back.
Big offensive rebound. Couldn't make much of the second chance, but still just the opportunity was there.
Horton blocked from behind and then draws the foul.
Big block. Still got his own rebound, though, but I like it again. Putting him on the free throw line, making him earn 2 points instead of just giving him the layup.
Horton got the initial block. Lewis got it back. But then Horton picking up his 4th foul. And you will see A.J. Ward enter for him in a moment.
There it is. That's why you don't give away those free layups. This is that first free throw. He'll get one more. A.J. comes in for Anthony. Anthony played well. Misses the second.
You'll trade a foul any day to have that happen, Travis.
Yes. One of the things I think we're seeing from Disher is him waiting to play with this starting group more, and he's just shown a different level of confidence than he has with that other lineup he's been with.
Clay falls down, kept his dribble. Lewis's teardrop goes.
10 points with 3 minutes left. It's just ours to hold now.
Lewis, his 9th point of the basketball game right there. Eagles back up by 10. And now a steal. Eagles trying to put this one on ice, Travis.
Really stepped up big here coming down the stretch. See if we can keep it up. Double teaming John Clay is a very interesting decision that they made a couple times in a row. He drives through it right there.
On the other end, here's Lewis. That one missing everything, but Ward has it stripped. Rose slithering through the defense and finishing back within 8 for Trinity Baptist, and we will get a timeout on the court. 2:14 to go. We'll take a breather. And we're back here inside the nest, 66-58, 2:14 to go. Travis, there's nothing that elicits fear in an opposing opponent than a rousing rendition of Baby Shark.
And especially when we've got the costume shark coming across the court, nothing's more terrifying.
I am shaking in my boots, and I'm sure Trinity Baptist is at that. 66-58 in favor of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. They lead this one by 8. There's 2:14 to go. It will be Pensacola Christian College basketball when we come back.
Trinity's brought in the full court press. Haven't used it for a little bit.
A timeout called by John Clay right there as the Eagles were in danger. It will be a full timeout. 66-58, 2:11 to go. Travis, let's stay right here for this one. If you're the Eagles, you find yourself leading by 8. It's been a difficult season, but you have a chance to win a big game at home against a team that was very likely the #1 team in the South region. You have to be pleased with your performance so far, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, this is going to come down to nerve and whether we can really stand up for 2 minutes and play strong. I like that timeout right there. Keeping the ball, make sure there's no turnovers, and giving ourselves a chance to talk about breaking that full court press.
We've seen some questionable substitution decisions from the Eagles in this basketball game, but as of late, head coach Mark Getchie put his starters in about 7-8 minutes ago, and he's really sticking with them here as he's trying to seal this victory.
And I like the change he's made coming down the stretch, putting Disher in for Higdon. I feel like that's a more of an athletic change than anything. They're basically the same size and same position, but I feel like giving Disher a chance to show what he's got with the main 5 has really helped us out in the second half.
66-58 as we come back. Eagles trying to knock off the #1 team in the South region here at home. We mentioned in the pregame we thought the home court advantage may be good for as many as 10 extra points. It's been good for 26 tonight.
Very nice break, and then you can see immediately across half slowing it down, using the time that they have. Not rushing a shot.
Ward from the corner. He can't miss.
Man.
A.J. Ward, 18 big points, 16 of them here in the second half, Travis.
There's been a momentum and confidence switch that we haven't seen recently.
Trinity Baptist forced to just heave. Battle inside. His shot does not go. Porter with the assist. Torrey missing the slam.
We broke so many rules right there, but didn't get punished for it.
And if you're head coach John Jones, you will look back on this game at the end, some missed opportunities that more than likely have led to what will be a heartbreaking loss for Trinity Baptist.
Yeah, I really can't put my finger on what might have been the one deciding factor between the point shift and everything right now, but I can tell you that the Eagles have played really well in these last 8 to 10 minutes here, really rounding out the game in the last quarter left with great play. Sophomore stepping up big. You don't want to put Lewis on the free throw line right now. That'd be your last choice if you could choose who to pick. Everything seems to be going right, and they're really playing with the confidence. You can see energy and bounce that they haven't even had since the start of the game.
70-58 now, a 12-point advantage, the largest of the ball game for the Eagles. Lewis makes it 13.
What would you say would have been the deciding factor here? I'm struggling to put my finger on what was the big game changer coming down the stretch here.
I love the aggressiveness that they came out at half. You saw A.J. Ward do it and a couple others. You've seen the play of Mike Disher. I think he's been a difference maker as of late. I was just going to say you haven't seen the Eagles make a lot of mistakes on offense. You saw one right there with a turnover, an and one opportunity. The foul will be on Lewis. And it will put Hobdy at the free throw line. 71-60. But Travis, if you're the Eagles, there's been some great takeaways from this, some great building blocks for them. And with their next 3 games coming against South Region opponents, Southeastern next Friday, Trinity College, or Southeastern, excuse me, next Tuesday, Trinity College next Friday, and then Tacoma Falls, you have to like how you're playing at the end of the season. Eagles have got to be careful right here. Clay drives, the circus layup doesn't go.
It's all backwards right now. We're doing all the fouling. It's 2 fouls on back-to-back plays, and we haven't forced them to foul us. I just put the ball in Lewis's hands and let him just hold it.
That foul goes on Porter and puts Battle at the free throw line. Trinity Baptist continuing to miss the free ones here down the stretch, though, Travis.
Yeah, for them to even have a chance, they need to be shooting consistent 100% at these ones right here, and that's just not happening.
Battle gets that one to go. (71-61), 30-second timeout on the court. We'll take a quick breather and we'll be back for the conclusion of this basketball game. (71-61) in favor of Pensacola Christian as we return. Travis, if the Eagles are ultimately able to make a run towards the end of the season, we may look back on this game, a game that they came in knowing they needed to find ways to score, and so far the Eagles have been able to do that.
This can definitely be something for them to build off of, and I think it's like you were mentioning, finding the right players that score and giving them chances to get hot early on can be big.
Clay tied up in the backcourt. A timeout called by head coach Mark Getch with his team in trouble in the backcourt. 71-61. A full timeout on the court, and we're going to take one last breather as we get ready for the end of this game. (71-61), 24 seconds away from securing a victory Travis, the Eagles have to be extremely pleased with how they have played in this basketball game.
Yeah, especially coming in the second half. It started strong, and then that whole line change in the middle didn't play bad at all. They kept the lead pretty high. They did a great job, and then putting the second group in, they've really just taken off towards the end of the game.
All that's left is to seal this one. The Eagles will have an inbound play. I believe they have to go past half court in just 2 seconds, though. It's taken away underneath. Whitfield gets the basket to go. A quick timeout by John Jones. And this game will just not end. We will take a break, and we'll be back. I keep saying I hope that we're going to get the conclusion of this one. We haven't gotten it yet. We'll see if it comes after this one. Eight-point Eagles lead, 21.4. We've still got 3 timeouts out there that could be used. A full and a 30 for Trinity Baptist, a full left for head coach Mark Getch. Porter can run the baseline. They get it into Clay. He's fouled. And Clay, not a bad player to put it in the hands of. He already has a season-high 20. Will make the long walk to the other end, and Clay will be at the free throw line. Eagles leading this one by 8, looking to put it on ice.
Still 1-1 for PCC Eagles here. First free throw matters.
Clay at the free throw line. We've mentioned at least once in this broadcast. He shoots 60%, missing though the front end of the 1-and-1. Trinity Baptist needs baskets in a hurry. Hobby got one right there. Timeout called by head coach John Jones. We'll see if he chooses the full or the 30. He's going to take the 30, and we will stay right here. Travis, this game does not seem to want to end.
It's been getting closer and closer, but I think the Trinity Eagles just don't have enough time to really bring it back all the way. They have made a good comeback here towards the end with the last couple minutes, but I think they're just going to run out of steam and just run out of time on the clock.
If you're the Eagles, when you get this ball in bounds, you're looking to put it in the hands of either Lewis or Clay. Look for Porter to maybe inbound the basketball as the Eagles try to put it in the hands of their best free throw shooters. If I'm head coach Mark Getch, I'm drawing up a play to put it in the hands of Austin Lewis.
Yeah, just no turnovers on the throw-in, and everything should be sealed from there. But I'm trying to put it in Lewis's hands as well, put a screen on for him, and just get our best free throw shooters back to the line.
They get it to Disher. Disher will head to the other end. Eagles still in the 1-and-1. Mike Disher will shoot at least 1, 2 if he can hit the front end. Eagles continue to substitute defense for offense after each play. Ugaldi coming in for Clay. Disher, that one hit every part of the basket, but it goes down.
Makes them both.
6 seconds to go. It's an 8-point Eagles lead. Eagles will win this one 73-65. Travis, a great basketball game from the Eagles.
Great effort, great run in the second half there. Even with a great first half showing from the last time we played Trinity, that second half was just a whole different ball game, and we looked super confident and ready to go.
73-65, the final from Pensacola. Let's take a moment now to look at some of the better plays in this game, and then Travis and I will be back to further break down what you saw in this basketball game. And we're back here inside the nest. Travis, a great victory for the Eagles. They trail by 3 at halftime, and they make the comeback, ultimately securing their 3rd victory of the year.
Yeah, we saw them fight hard. They were down by a good score in that first half as well, brought it back to 3. And then the second half started off strong and really ended strong.
It was John Clay's offense in the first half that kept the Eagles in this basketball game, but it was the play of A.J. Ward, I believe, in the second half that really sparked this team and ultimately led to a victory.
Yeah, it was a great effort from multiple players, and then whenever we were lacking, you saw great shots from Anthony, great shots from Lewis, guys that were showing up big when everyone else was kind of struggling to get a basket.
We came into this game expecting a strong defensive performance out of Trinity Baptist, but we got one out of the Eagles of Pensacola Christian as well in this contest. They played extremely well on defense.
Almost doubled the points they scored in the first game and really held the Trinity Eagles strong in the whole game.
73-65, the final from Pensacola. I want to take this opportunity to say thanks for joining us. For Travis Rose, myself, Noah Frary, thanks for tuning in this evening. We've got a girls' game tomorrow. We're hoping that you'll tune in for that one.
It's game time.